Hey all you heroes out there, it's Real Man Candy TV here with episode 3 of the Introduction to Marvel Heroes 2015 YouTube series. In this video we will cover the ins and outs of crafting, enchanting, and vendoring, and just how useful they can be as you progress through the game. And this should also help answer the age-old question of who the hell is Forge and why is he so damn hot right now? So let's start off with donating. I have talked about this in previous videos, but that's because it is really important. It might take a while, but pick up all the loot that you find as it will help tremendously with the gigantic task of leveling all of your vendors. Use your best judgment when deciding what to donate, but this is a list of things I choose to never give up. Number 1 is uniques. Number 2, artifacts unless I have more than 3 of one kind. 3 is cosmic rings and medallions. 4, relics. 5, runes. 6, purple insignias. And 7, cube shards. Now this is optional as cube shards are very effective at leveling a vendor, but there are many other useful things that can be bought with cube shards, but more on that later. And do remember, once you vendor something, it's destroyed. No redos on this one, baby. So be careful when you are alt-clicking your inventory faster than England got eliminated in the 2014 World Cup. Now this is key. Level the vendors in this order and just trust me on this one. 1, crafter. 2, enchanter. 3, gear vendor. 4, weapon vendor. The max level for each one of them is 20. And don't be discouraged if it takes you a really long time. You'll get there and it will feel even better than getting a hero to level 60 when you do. Time to talk crafter. He is one of the most useful NPCs in the game and starts being useful very early, which is why you should level him to 20 first. When you talk to him, you'll see 5 tabs: elements, costumes, gear, miscellaneous, and exchange. Elements are light blue in color when they drop and come in 4 different varieties as you can see here. There are 8 tiers of each element and you combine 3 of one tier to create the next tier. So if you had 9 simple elements, you could combine those to make 3 primitive elements and then combine those to make 1 ordinary element. And you can also split elements to make 3 of the lower element. This allows you to keep your inventory clean as you only need to keep stacks of the highest tiers to accommodate all your needs. You'll also need a crafter of at least level 9 to combine and split all the element tiers. The next tab is everything to do with costumes. As I said in the last video, you can add 4 grades of defensive or offensive affixes. You can only have 1 affix of each grade, and these affixes do not change the level requirement of the costume. You will need a crafter of at least level 8 to add all affix grades to a costume. Now costume cores are found starting at level 30 and can only be added by a level 10 crafter. These cores have a level requirement, so be careful putting one on. Other costume services the crafter provides are swapping costume cores and affixes between 2 costumes owned by the same hero, adding or removing visual effects from visual artifacts to a costume, and combining any 3 costumes to create a new costume. Next tab is the gear tab. This is where you make alterations to items. I cannot go over all the recipes, but these are the ones that I use most frequently. Unbinding a unique. This is only useful for uniques that are used by different heroes. For example, I have these Hydra Repulsor boots that can be used by any hero on Gambit. Once I equip these items to them, they cannot be used by anyone else. This recipe allows me to unbind the item and use it on Cyclops, for example. Rerolling an item's numbers. As you will come to find in this game, when an item drops, it will have different rolls on each one of its stats. For example, these 2 pairs of Marauder boots are the exact same item but have very different stats. Rerolling can be slightly dangerous as the rolls can actually get worse. I only find this useful if I have a rare any hero unique that I'm sure has very low stats. Upgrading a unique to level 60. For instance, you find a unique that is level 15 but now you are level 60. You can level that item to level 60 with equivalent level 60 stats. As a note, all of the recipes that I've described above require an unstable molecule. These are very hard to find but can be bought for 25 Eternity Splinters, making these recipes quite expensive. Also, there is the very useful unbind slots 1 through 5 cosmic rarity or lower, or an insignia. Now we look to the miscellaneous tab. These are the recipes that I like to use. Unbind stacks of relics. Unbind artifact. Unbind legendary. Reroll artifact. Swap blessings of artifacts. These blessings are given by the enchanter, but I'll talk more about this later. Next we have unbind any slot 1 through 5 insignia, ring, or artifact. This requires a matrix of unbinding, which is very rare, just like an unstable molecule, and costs 25 Eternity Splinters to buy. I would only ever use this for a unique or a cosmic ring. Last but not least, we have the Exchange tab. This is good for duplicate uniques you have found. Turn in 3 to 5 of the same unique for different rewards, including chest of credits, box of relics, box of runes, a new unique. Now we move to the crafter. The materials needed to use the crafter effectively require some time to accumulate, which is why it is okay to wait on leveling him. Here we have 3 tabs. First being the rune word tab. These rune words are added to Uruforge items and cost runes, which are dropped by enemies throughout the world. Some runes are much more rare than others, but covering the rarities would take far too long, so I've added a link in the description to a forum post which helps to better explain rune rarity. There are a lot of rune words, so I won't try and cover them all in this video, but one to definitely pay attention to is Seer's Brilliance, which is unlocked at level 1. This is a very cheap rune word that gives extra experience when playing through the game. This is extremely useful and I put it on almost all the heroes that I am leveling. Just make sure that when your enchanter reaches higher levels to check out all the rune words that become available to you. The next tab is the Enchant tab. This puts minimal stat increases on slots 1 through 5 and the costs are runes. I would only worry about this as a min-maxing type of thing. The cost can be quite high for small gains. Check it out when you're level 60 and have uniques that you hope to keep for a very long time. Finally, we have the Blessings tab. This puts blessings onto artifacts that give noticeable bonuses. Each blessing costs 100 Odin marks, which are found through legendary quests or shared quests. Check out all the different blessings and see which one suits your hero the best, but I only ever put these on level 60 heroes with great artifacts as the cost to swap blessings is quite high. Next we have the gear vendor. I never use him except to buy medkits, but he also sells slots 2 through 5. When you get him to a higher rank, he has a chance to sell recipes for the enchanter, which can be mildly useful. Just hit the refresh button to see if he's selling a recipe. Now we have the weapon vendor. Also kind of useless except as a medkit vendor, but when you level him up, he has a very small chance to sell a random artifact. I basically only level the gear and weapon vendor for completion's sake. Now let's take a look at the vendors you can't donate to. First we have Clea the Cube Shard Collector. This is where I choose to spend my cube shards and I buy Fortune Card Mark 1s. Each one costs 10 cube shards and has a chance to give you some cool boosts to help you find items, level faster, or even give you a special costume if you're lucky. The other interesting item she sells is the Ancient Gourd of Prestige. This is a cool item that brings your current hero to level 1 so you can play through the game again. You keep all your current items and are given a new default costume. Your username will change color based on what level of Prestige you are. Prestige doesn't give any gameplay benefits, but it is great for when you find a hero that you truly love and have a ton of extra time on your hands. Next we have Adam Warlock, the Eternity Splinter vendor. Here's where you buy heroes, team-ups, rare crafting supplies, and other cool items. Check him out to see all the things that you can buy, but my favorite item is the random hero box. It can give you any playable hero in the game, but can also be a duplicate of a hero that you already own. The duplicate hero is not completely useless as it becomes an ultimate upgrade token for that hero. I love the gamble and the box is cheaper than any hero you can buy, so if you're lucky you can end up saving a lot of your Eternity Splinters collecting all the heroes. Hopefully this information will keep you from getting completely lost while crafting, but thank you all so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please hit that like button, and if you want to see more videos just like this, you can follow me on YouTube as well. Otherwise, leave a comment with questions or ideas on how you think I could improve. Thanks again for stopping by and hope to see you in episode 4 of the Introduction to Marvel Heroes 2015 YouTube series.